You don't meet enough people named Dewey.
It's true.
Well, I don't meet enough people named Sarah or Paul, so I guess
it works out well for everybody.
Does work out well for everybody. So, what do you think the fans are going to make of how this the series ends here in season 3? What are your thoughts? We'll start with Sarah.
I mean, I think they'll be happy. I was happy to see the way the story's wrapped up. I mean, when you come down to the very last episode, there's still a lot that happens in that even in the final episode. So there's a lot. It's not really just a wrap up. There's a lot of complications, and then things get wrapped up. But I as a fan of Michael Douglas and the show, aside from my part in it, I was really happy with how all the characters wrapped up. I think people will be. I hope.
Paul?
It was a challenge. I'm sure, for Chuck to conceive this last season. You don't always know going into a season that it will be your final season. So he had an opportunity to say, well, what do I want to do? I have 6 episodes to do it. And he packed a lot of storytelling and a lot of character fun stuff and poignant stuff into 6 episodes. And I think, the show really, it started with about a friendship between Michael Douglas and Alan Arkin, and Alan chose to not join this season. And so with his character written gone, it gave the show Michael even more depth, because it was about, well, what do you do when you lose your best pal? And you see the writing is on the wall where we're all heading. So it gave it a lot more depth. And I think within that, Chuck came up with a terrific twist and a story that is very satisfying and uplifting, I think.
Well, I think both of you kind of sell your character short, because for me, as someone who's writing about these entertainment pieces, and as a fan of the show, without question, you two are my favorite characters on the series, without a doubt. So,
well, the truth is, we've been carrying Michael's dead weight for a long time, and I'm glad you noticed that.
I mean, it's tough to carry someone like that around for a while. It must get tiring for both of you, right?
Believe me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, for both of your characters, for the fans listening to this, if you give them a little bit of a preview as to where your character might be headed in this new season. We'll start with Paul.
Well, I was introduced last season as, for the purpose of irritating Michael's character, as the old guy that his young, lovely daughter, played by Sarah Baker, is dating. And Michael has a long history of dating inappropriately young women. So this is a nice karmic payback. And to Mindy, his daughter's horror, Michael and I become friends. That all changes this year when we're thinking of marriage, and then suddenly money comes into the picture, and comedy ensues.
Sarah?
Yeah, I mean, I think the introduction of the sort of windfall from Norman, it's Norman's last way of sort of screwing with Sandy Kominsky. And yeah, so that's a big complication between Martin and I, and hopefully that gets resolved.
Now, in terms of you two on screen, I get this vibe that because you two have such chemistry together, that there's a lot of times where you might go off in a different direction that might be, say, not on script, say improvisation, if you will. Am I reading the scene right, or do you guys kind of stick to what's the written word?
No, that's how well Chuck Lorre writes. No, I don't think we improvise. I mean, if we have a word, maybe we'll suggest it a third take, but no, Chuck writes really well. And what you see was on the page.
And I guess that's the beauty of this show, and that's why it has such a following. It's because when you got great writing and tremendous performers behind that writing, it just kind of speaks volumes. So Sarah and Paul, thank you so much for your time.